You know what's crazy is how you can show people evidence and they see it with their own eyes and refuse to believe it. It's like their minds just shut off. It's like there's a little chip in their brain that tells them what they're not supposed to see, or they instinctively know what they're not supposed to know. They instinctively know not to see what they're supposed to not see. That's why I call them Nazis, because they will not see. It's a deliberate act. Or is it? Or is it? Like I said, it's funny how you can show people the evidence and they see it with their own eyes, but they don't. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I have played many games of basketball in my life. I was one of those kids that was out all night playing ball under the street lamp. And even as an adult, well into my 30s, I was heavy into basketball. And actually, I have a friend who I showed the clip that I'm about to show you. And it's just like I said, they weren't interested. They should be interested. They're a basketball head. They should be interested. They're interested in science. They're interested in science fiction. But they weren't interested in the clip that I'm about to show you. So here it is. Here's the clip. And here's the question I want to ask you. Have you ever played basketball? Do you understand basketball? Do you understand the laws of physics? Are you a physicist? Are you either an avid basketball player or a physicist, and you would like to come on my channel and explain what this clip is? Half court, chuck. Overhand, chuck. You see how the ball landed? Let's watch that again. Overhand chuck from half court. Overhand. Boom. Wow. You see that? What you just witnessed was against the laws of physics. To anyone who has ever played basketball, you know that shot is a brick. Thrown from that distance with that much force to hit the back of the rim in that spot, it's going to bounce out to the three-point line. It's going to be a massive rebound. As many years as you've played basketball, you have never, ever seen the ball do that. Okay, the ball could get stuck on the rim like that if you're shooting a layup. If you shoot a layup that's so weak that you just barely touch it on there, yeah, sometimes it can get stuck on there. It just comes to a halt because there's no momentum. This is a shot thrown from half court. It's got tons of momentum. It's got tons of force. There's no way it can just die on the rim like that. It's impossible. Look, it doesn't even roll off. It just sticks there like it's glued. Where's the momentum from that? Where'd all the momentum go? You threw it from half court and all the momentum just suddenly, instantly vanished. Okay? That's against the laws of physics. That can't happen. It will never, ever happen on a real basketball hoop. So, as to what actually is happening here, I'm going to let you figure that out for yourself, okay? It doesn't take a genius to figure it out. It just takes someone that's being honest with themselves. And this is something that's very hard for people. People love their entertainment. They love their sports. And it's deeper than that, because to actually acknowledge what's happening here is to acknowledge something that's very frightening for most people. It's very frightening for most people. And that's where cognitive dissonance comes from. Cognitive dissonance is a form of mental illness. That's when your mind is going against itself because the conclusion that you're supposed to believe in and that you have to believe in does not match the evidence that is going into your sensory inputs. That's why it's a form of mental illness, because your brain isn't working correctly. The conclusion that your brain is drawing is not the same as the evidence that's going in. Okay? And that's why people who refuse to see things, Nazis, as I call them, people who refuse to see the truth, they have this cognitive dissonance. And yeah, we can sit there and call them cowards, but their fear is based on something real. There is something to be afraid of, and that's why they're afraid. And the fear has been repressed to a level that's below the conscious level, and that's why they can't see it. But do you see it? That's the question. Do you see it? Did you see a miracle happen at a halftime game? Did you see a miracle happen in the halftime show? And your brain just kind of clicked off? All those people in the stadium, all the people watching this broadcast, all the people in the comment section. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. Look, they're all talking about it. That's nearly impossible to do. No, it is impossible. It's impossible. How did that even happen? I've done it, but not from a half court. Yeah, you've done it from point blank range, an inch away from the basket. You could take 1,000,000 shots and never have that happen again, but you see that they don't take the cognitive leap that is necessary to live in reality. I'm going to give you one more. I'm going to give you one more dose of reality before we leave out. Okay? Does something seem too good to be true? Isn't that crazy how all the momentum from the ball just went out? Kind of just like the other video we just watched. So I just want to leave you with one final thought. Ask yourself this. If they can make the ball go in from anywhere on the court, provided it has enough arc on it, can they also make a good shot miss? Can they make a shot that's going in go off just enough to make it rim out? Things to make you go, It's the great plague.